Good morning, YouTube. It's Saturday, and I have props. I'm still in my nightgown. It's because it is Saturday, but my kids are out banging around with their grandfather, and my husband is asleep because he worked all night. So I thought I'd take this quiet moment, excuse me, to do a couple videos about a couple of things. So the first thing I want to talk about is artwork, creativity, iconography. I do not consider myself an artist. However, oh lordy, many moons ago, before I met my husband and have the life that I have now, I went through a 2-year period of difficulty. I think I was growing into my own a little bit. And a lot of life circumstances led me to that point. I sort of rebelled at the age of 22 instead of 16, and I got into drugs. And while I was in that 2-year period of raving, which is underground parties, and I say that because they were not like they are now. Okay, we're talking about 15 years ago. They actually were underground. You had to stock up on your glitter every Halloween. They were not sponsored events at the Coliseum. Anyway, they were underground parties. And I got into the raving scene, and that led, for me, to getting into the drug scene. And when I did start taking drugs, this sort of channel of creativity opened up within me. And I drew a lot. I didn't, my method of choice was oil pastels. And sometimes chalk. But I drew a lot. And it helped. It was an outlet, and I loved it. But then after I stopped taking the drugs, it withered away. I am not sure if it was the drugs opening up my own consciousness to allow me to tap into that, or if after I stopped taking the drugs, which coincided with my being saved into the Christian church, whether I felt that trying to tap into that would tap into things that I shouldn't be dealing with or dabbling in or whatever. I don't know what the case was, but as I've told you before, I am doing a I can't think of mentorship with One Moon Mother. And one of the things that she asked me to do is to create an icon of the zero card, the Fool, in the tarot. That meant I had to get creative, which was difficult. So on the last full moon, I knew that I don't do a lot of rituals, but I knew I wanted to do something in honor of the full moon, in recognition of the full moon. I also knew that if I was going to break out some paints to paint the Fool card, that I needed to get my kinks out, so to speak, and not so much practice, but get used to the feel of painting again and what happens when you have too much paint on the brush and those kind of silly things. And so what I did was this painting. Now, I am not sure if you'll be able to see it where you are, but this is it. And I did this for the full moon. So we've got the night sky. We obviously have the full moon. We've got some cliff, earth areas here. This is the ocean. And we have a female here. I think just honoring and being with the moon. I painted a halo around her head, but I don't know who she is. I don't know if this is me in my divine form. I don't know if it's Mary Magdalene, one of my personal goddesses. I just divine feminine. I'm not sure. I haven't figured that out. I just know that she needed a halo. And so this turned out well. I like it. I'll probably put it up on my altar at each full moon in recognition of it. And that was my practice piece. Okay? It was hard to do, too. I find it very difficult to tap into that piece of myself, that, one, the creative piece. But I am very much rooted in the here and the now and the things that I have to get done in this family that I have and all the responsibilities that go with it. And I have trouble meshing the mundane with the magical. And I have trouble opening up that inner self, that inner voice, that inner tuition. I have trouble meditating. I have trouble raising energy. I have trouble getting involved in any of that. And I know to have a good, spiritually fulfilled life, I can't keep having, this is the mundane life, this is the magical life. I need to conjoin the two so that I feel like I'm having a full life. And that's why I started doing the mentoring with Jacquie Dubois. So, thought I'd show you the icon I did. Okay, she had me do the full card. And I'm not going to go over, I will tell you this. I did not, consult any of my books. I did not look online. What I really wanted to do was to contemplate the full card. I set it on my desk, because I'm there most of the time. I set it on my desk and contemplated the full card on my own. What did I think it was telling me, without consulting anybody or anything else telling me what they say it's supposed to connotate. Okay, so I haven't met with her yet for my mentoring session, and so I'm not going to tell you what it spoke to me of. I'm just telling you some basics of what I did in the process. So first of all, I used the Rider-Waite, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it. If you can't see it, just go to Google, click images, put the Fool Rider-Waite. Waite, I believe, is spelled Waite if you're not familiar. And it'll bring up the images. And so that's the figure. I also wrote down the different things that I thought the Fool card spoke to me on the back of the Fool card. I don't want to do it on the front. The artwork's important to me. It's what speaks to me. So I did it on the back. I have no problems with that. They're a tool. They're, meant to be used. And so I had to do an iconography of that. Took me several days, actually. I was surprised. I usually bang out projects. Once I have it in my head what I want to do, I just bang them out. It's the getting to that point that I have trouble with. Okay, don't laugh. You're not allowed to laugh. I cannot do human figures or animal figures. When I used to draw, they used to be sort of smudged light figures, smudged light forms. I didn't actually try to do human figures. So don't laugh, please. So this is my icon for the Fool. So, did a backwash for the color. These are in, both the Moon one and this one are acrylic paints on canvas. Canvas board. I should say. And so I have the basic elements. I have him himself, I have some details of his clothing, I have his knapsack, I have his rose, I have the sun, of course the demarcations of what the card is. I have some clouds. It's not really clouds on the, it's more like snowtop peaks down here, but I didn't want to do that for some reason. And the cliff and his friend the dog. So I have all the elements here. Yeah. So that's what I came up with that. So many blessings, and may you find your own iconography and artistic ability within you, whether it's jewelry or drawing or painting, crafting fairy homes and fairy furniture, or redecorating your house to make it feel like a home for you. I encourage you to try and tap into your own creativity, whatever form that may take. Okay? Many blessings.